What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports. Earlier, we looked at the offensive leaders so far in the college football season. Now, in this video, we're going to look at the defensive leaders. This is going to be the top 25 in 4 categories. You can see every team, the whole rankings, on our website. There will be a link down in the description below. Also, there you can look through other categories that maybe we're not talking about in this video. But let's get right to it. We're going to start off with passing defense, teams that are best against the pass. And you see Buffalo is number 1, a surprise there. Vanderbilt number 2. They were number 1 in total defense last week. Heading into last week, Alabama really messed that up. Mississippi State, good against the pass at number 5. Michigan State, Michigan, Clemson, Auburn number 10 against the pass. And they played Missouri and Clemson, 2 pretty good passing offenses. Tennessee's done a good job, which they have Georgia Tech on the schedule, so they didn't pass it much. Kansas State, that's one of those teams that's been good against the pass but bad against the run. Wisconsin, Penn State, Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, San Diego State, and Wyoming. So, yeah, Buffalo, the best team against the pass, only 115 yards per game. And maybe that's because teams just run all over them. I don't know. I don't really know why they would be number 1, because they played some pretty tough competition. But Vanderbilt, the best Power 5 team up there at number 2. So this is the passing numbers. How about rushing defense? Who's best against the run? And number 1 is Minnesota. They are number 1 at only 59 yards per game. Duke, South Florida, Michigan, Alabama, Texas, San Antonio, Utah, Central Florida, Kentucky, Wisconsin, NC State, Clemson, TCU, Troy, Navy, New Mexico, Georgia, Auburn, Northern Illinois, Washington, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Miami, Middle Tennessee, and LSU. A lot of SEC teams, it seems like, on this. You've got Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, Georgia, LSU. So yeah, it's the defensive stats are definitely more surprising than the offense. Offense was pretty much who you would expect, but you wouldn't expect Duke to have the number 2 rush defense in college football. And yeah, part of it has to do with who they've played so far. So can't read too much into it just 4 weeks into the season, but very interesting to see this. We see Alabama. I think Alabama wasn't on the pass one, was they? So here we go now. This is total yards per game. Michigan now has the number 1 overall defense. Texas, San Antonio up there. Clemson and Auburn. So how about Clemson and Auburn, 2 teams that have faced off? They're 3-4, and look at the score of their game. It was very low scoring. So that tells you the story right there. Alabama, they were way down. They're all the way up to number 7 after that game against Vanderbilt. Let's see, we got Wisconsin, Michigan State, Mississippi State, Duke, Washington State, South Florida, Georgia Tech, Central Florida, Georgia, Penn State, Air Force, Washington, Kansas State, San Diego State, Utah, LSU, Rutgers, and Appalachian State. So mostly Power 5 teams here in total defense. You don't see many group of 5 teams. Texas, San Antonio, Southern Miss. That's about it. There's a few more in there. So yeah, Michigan, that young defense, they have the best defense in college football right now. And they face some pretty good teams. I mean, it's not like they play a bunch of cupcakes. So Michigan, yeah, number 1. And how about points per game, total scoring defense? Minnesota, number 1 there. Penn State up there. And Penn State, yeah, that's interesting because we didn't really see them on those other categories. So they're maybe letting some teams move the ball on them, but they're not letting them score. So that's an interesting sign there. Clemson, number 3. Alabama on there. Auburn at 7. Georgia. So some big name teams here. But Minnesota, yeah, if they can continue this, if they can keep it up on defense, Minnesota's going to be a team to watch in the Big Ten. The offense has gotten better the last couple of games. I don't think they played this past weekend. First game, their offense didn't look too good. But they were playing Buffalo, and hey, look how good Buffalo is, defensively according to these numbers. So I wouldn't read too much into this. We probably need to see some more games. Some teams have played 2 good teams. Some teams maybe only played 1 good team. So it's not really another week or 2. Really, you're going to be able to figure out who the best teams are, at least as far as the statistics go. So how about that? Clemson and Virginia Tech, number 3 and number 6. They play Saturday. That may be a very low-scoring game. So very interesting. That's going to do it for our defensive stats Again, you can head on over to the website, link in the description below. Take a look at all the teams and all the different categories there on that website. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.